I was Luna's mother, that's exactly the kind of person I'd be. I'd love nothing more.
Some battles are won with strength, others with cunning. But the greatest sacrifices are made with love. And in Clevatess, Alicia's sacrifice, we aren't just witnessing another fight between heroes and monsters. We are watching a soul unravel in the name of duty, loyalty, and impossible choices. The kind of story that grips your chest and doesn't let go. This is the moment where destiny crushes comfort, where a fragile human heart faces the cold, merciless will of gods, or perhaps something even worse. Set to release in late 2025. Clevatess Alicia's Sacrifice is the next chapter in the dark fantasy epic that stunned anime fans with its rich lore, brutal battles, and morally complex storytelling. Based on the acclaimed light novel Clevatess, The King's Demon by Yui Kuta, this arc marks a turning point in the saga, an emotionally devastating, beautifully animated tale where our heroine, Alicia, must choose between the fate of a nation and the man everyone calls a monster. Directed by Tetsuya Watanabe and animated by Studio White Fox. This entry continues the series' legacy of combining poetic tragedy with visceral action. Genre-wise, this is dark fantasy, political drama, and supernatural warfare, all wrapped around the core of a burning, doomed romance. For those unfamiliar with the larger story, Clevatess is a world ruled by the divine, where humans live, under constant threat from demonic kings and cursed bloodlines. The titular character, Clevatess, is a being of unimaginable power, half-man, half-demon, and entirely feared. But he is also a protector, bound by a forgotten oath. And Alicia, she is the light that walks beside his shadow, a priestess, a warrior, and the last hope of a collapsing kingdom. The trailer for Alicia's Sacrifice doesn't hold back. It opens in silence, a field of crimson poppies swaying in the wind. Then, Alicia appears, bloodied and kneeling, her blade broken, her eyes filled not with fear, but regret. A voice speaks. It's Clevatess, deep and raw. If your life saves theirs, then let it be taken. But I will not let the world forget your name. Cue the music, a haunting orchestral swell as flashes of war-torn castles, crumbling temples, and ancient seals breaking explode onto the screen. We see Alicia standing before a burning cathedral, her hair catching firelight. We see Clevatess surrounded by a ring of spears, smiling, as if daring fate to try harder. And then, we see her choose. The animation is breathtaking. Sharp character, lines, dynamic lighting, and sweeping environmental shots that blend magic and devastation. One particular scene, Alicia casting a forbidden right under the eclipse, with blood trailing from her fingertips, feels like something out of Violet Evergarden meets Fate Zero. There is elegance in the destruction, beauty in the horror, and it all revolves around her choice. But what exactly is Alicia sacrificing? That's the core of the mystery and the tragedy. Based on the light novel arc, it's hinted that Alicia becomes the vessel for a celestial force meant to seal Clevatess forever. Her life is the key. But here's a twist. She doesn't hate him. In fact, it's clear that she may love him more than she's ever admitted, even to herself. Their bond isn't romantic in the traditional sense, but spiritual, cosmic. Ancient, two souls bound by fate, ripped apart by war. Fans are already reacting with shock and heartbreak online. The trailer's final moment, Alicia eyes closed, whispering "forgive me" as light consumes her, has sparked thousands of theories. Will Clevatess be sealed? Will Alicia survive? Is this the end? Or just the beginning of a far more tragic arc? And for those who've read ahead in the novels, let's just say things only get darker from here. Returning voice actors include Saori Hayami as Alicia, delivering her most emotionally raw performance to date, and Kazuya as Clevatess, whose gravelly voice brings depth and danger in every line. Their chemistry, even through brief dialogue, adds a layer of tension and intimacy that hits hard, especially when you realize how few words they actually share. Sometimes, silence is the story. The soundtrack, composed by Yuki Kaji, it is already being praised as a masterpiece in its own right. From haunting cello solos to thunderous orchestral crescendos, it guides the viewer through grief, fury, and awe. One track in particular, tentatively titled Her Final Prayer, plays over the sacrifice scene. And it is nothing short of heart-wrenching. So, is Clevatess Alicia's Sacrifice shaping up to be a masterpiece? It certainly seems so. The emotional storytelling, complex world building, and philosophical questions about what we owe to others and what we give up to protect them. Place this anime on a different level. It's not just a fantasy war story. It's a meditation on loyalty, power, and identity. Whether you're here for the visuals, the lore, or the emotional gut punches, this installment of Clevatess promises to stay with you long after the credits roll. It doesn't just want to entertain you, it wants to scar you in the most beautiful way. But now it's your turn. What do you think Alicia is giving up? Do you believe Clevatess is truly a monster or something else entirely? And if this is the end of Alicia's journey, what comes next for the world she leaves behind? Drop your theories and reactions in the comments below. Be sure to like this video if you love anime with soul and sorrow. Subscribe for more deep dives and episode breakdowns, and ring that bell so you don't miss a single whisper from the world of Clevatess. Until next time, choose wisely. And remember her name.